third update for the season from avalanchecenter.org. Jim Frankenfield, director. The last one was last week, so maybe we will go weekly again. We did that late last season. Last season, I think we were doing it on Monday or Tuesday. It'd be hopefully a little better to do it Thursday or Friday. The main reason for doing another one today is that conditions are picking up and things are starting to move a bit, a lot more activity. And that may increase again over this coming weekend or even yesterday and today as we make this video. We're starting to get the first big storms of the season, and we should talk about what's happening in a couple of regions and some layers problems that are typical this time of year. So one caveat about that, everything that we do on these videos and do on the website is macro scale. It's not a local scale. So we're not trying to tell you what's going to happen in your region, even if we may refer to different areas of the country or different places. But those are still very general, broad comments and statements. You need to follow your local conditions on your own, okay? But a lot of the things that are behind activity are common to many areas, things you should know about. If you've had a good Avalanche 1 class, a lot of it is review. If you haven't, we do have online courses that are actually very analytical in nature and go into much more depth than we were ever able to come close to in a weekend format. So that's if you don't have that background, that's one option for getting it. So we have the weekly update, and this week we've had some news. A few days ago, we did put a notice at the top about the increased avalanche activity. Some of our other stories are indicating a lot of large avalanche activity. There's some news from Utah. Utah tested their closure system, Little Cottonwood Canyon. Not just a test without a reason, but they actually had the system working for avalanche controls. Snowbird in Little Cottonwood Canyon was mostly closed down due to avalanche activity. They had opened a number of lifts, I think the gondola, and they closed everything except the beginner lift due to avalanche mitigation after the last big storm. So there's been some activity like that. We're going to send out another update today. There's news from Colorado on Highway 550 is put in some new installations. And they've tested those out also in real applications with real avalanches coming down. So they're getting ready to have their control systems in place, and they're using them at this point. From outside the U.S., it sounds like they've got quite a big, and I don't know the nature of the snowpack, except that they had a large storm in Scotland, and there was a serious rescue of a climber in the Cairngorm Mountains. He was exiting the gully at the top and started an avalanche, and it sounds like it was quite a rescue. So that's in the update that will go out today. These news updates are on an email list. You can find the updates themselves, and you can join the email list on our news section at avalanchecenter.org. And these are just brief summaries of each of the stories with a link to the full story. So if you want to know more about the rescue in Scotland, you can follow the link to a story. And that one actually has a lot of photos from the rescue group. So we're just kind of consolidating and sharing the news. If the story is interesting, you can go to the source and read more. So let's get to the conditions and the reason for making another video. We talked in the first video about a base layer that forms early in the season and often leads to a lot of overly dramatic, sensationalized comments about how terrible we're all going to be dying all winter long on this, which is been discussed earlier. It's not necessarily and not likely to be a problem all winter. It is a problem right now. It's early season. This is what's on the ground at the bottom. And this is an extreme form of kinetic metamorphism that we colloquially call depth warp. very large crystals with no cohesion whatsoever. And in the last week or so, we've had a lot of snow put on top of here. And this is, I'm not going to try to use any crystal forms here. Let's just say it's snow, new snow, recent snow. So this snow is not very well supported by this layer. And some of it probably, in some places it probably avalanched on its own, in other places it avalanched from mitigation, such as the issues they had at Snowbird and on highways. And if it hasn't avalanched for one of those reasons, it is sitting there ready to avalanche. You need to be very cautious about where you go in these conditions. So this may or may not exist everywhere. So we're, especially early in the season, we're going to have a lot of variation. Some elevations, this layer may have melted. It may have become soaked with rain if we had high snow levels at some point recently. So this is a big problem, but it won't exist everywhere. Now, I've heard of more big storms coming. Utah was supposed to get a new storm. This is supposed to be lower density from the last thing I read, and it may actually be passing at this point for the weekend. So if you're out on the weekend to enjoy some good powder snow, be very careful about the terrain because that snow is now loaded, and this will be probably lower density. And you don't know what happened under here. Some places may have avalanched. If it did, it may have weakened or knocked out some of this layer. In other areas, you now have a lot of snow sitting on this. Also, I mentioned, I think last week, on the last video, when there's enough weight on here and it collapses, that will propagate a very long distance. So you can start an avalanche some distance away from you. You can start it from the runout zone below. This is the main problem in many areas right now. And you should be aware of that. Will this be a terrible thing all winter long? Depends where you are, what the weather does, but probably not. We're going to get a couple of more big storms, and at some point there'll be so much snow above this that we won't be worrying about it. We'll be worrying about layers in between here. There might be, probably right now, I guess that's not the biggest concern. After this snow in Utah, I think there's going to be a clear spell, so we'll have weakness on this layer. So pretty soon we'll be worried more about these weaknesses that are more recent about our snowpack, and we'll stop being as concerned about this. This problem usually persists longest in a continental snowpack, such as Colorado, although not only Colorado. In a transitional area like Utah, I believe Wyoming's got a lot of snow recently also. This will become buried and become less relevant after several more storms at some point. Okay, so the other area is the northwest. This is a maritime climate. They're getting hit with an atmospheric river, also called in the past Pineapple Express storms. Warm moisture streaming in off the ocean. And this is, as I've said in the last two times, this is not a problem in the maritime side. We don't see much problem with this. We don't see avalanche accident reports on this kind of problem. What we see in the maritime climate is new snow. There's going to be lots of new snow. That probably will stabilize relatively quickly, but during and following the storm, there will just be a lot of new snow. Sounds like it's going to be a real heavy wet storm. Aside from recreational skiing and such, the bigger problems will probably be flooding, things like that. So we just wanted to bring this up to date. We're going to send another news email out tonight if you want to keep up with all kinds of avalanche news. Rescues in Scotland, highway installations. We don't include local forecast information, so there's a lot of news right now about warnings here, warnings there, and avalanche ratings here and there. Those are local issues. We don't. So we also don't include information on fundraisers all over the place. educational events, which are primarily for fundraising. It's just news about avalanches related to avalanches. So far, it's been every 2 or 3, 3 or 4 days. We've had just a handful of stories each time, with about a paragraph summarizing each one. A link to the source if you want more. So if you want to keep up with the news as opposed to conditions, you can join that newsletter. And so we're getting the season underway. You can support the Avalanche Center. We really need to. This is our 30th year. How much longer we'll continue is unclear. Hopefully we'll continue in some form. You can go on the website and get a t-shirt, get one of our skiing skeleton t-shirts, a pretty famous logo that we sort of inherited and were given copyright to many years ago. You can become a member, in which case you can read the Avalanche incident reports and do more thorough searching on those. There are other benefits. We have a book on last year's incidents. We've been a little slowed down and delayed on this year's, but on the past season's incidents, but that book will be out. Those are readable for free online if you remember. Otherwise, they're available for purchase. Either way, you're supporting us, our work. So think about supporting the Avalanche Center and helping us out. In addition to shirts, we do sell equipment. We used to be the primary source of online gear at one time before the internet became what it is today. Today we're kind of negligible because we don't compete with REI and Backcountry. Some of the big companies like Backcountry Access won't even work with us anymore. We were their primary online outlet when they were small outfit in Boulder. But now they're part of K2, which is part of something even bigger, and we can't even work with them. But we do carry Black Diamond. We should be able to carry Peeps, and we carry a number of other brands of outdoor equipment. And you can buy it from us to support Avalanche safety instead of supporting some conglomerate corporation. And if you find a better deal, we don't discount. We have agreements not to discount like everybody else. But if you do find discounts, send us an email, let us know, and we'll match the price. Okay, so we will match prices on anything other than clearance, which won't happen until spring. So that's it. Stay safe over the weekend. Pay attention to the conditions and be conservative with your terrain selection. We're still in early season snowpack. We still have this base layer, and we still have varied depths, a lot of varied conditions in the snowpack. In general, it's pretty thin at this point. So we'll see you next time, perhaps next week. Maybe we'll go weekly at this point. Bye.